let's talk about it. How did I know my husband was my husband when I first met him? Let's talk about it, okay? Because the girlies need help. I'm online, I'm on Threads, I'm on Instagram, and I'm seeing all of the takes about how it's hard to know who is a good one. The men are playing with their feelings, all of that. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just talk about it, okay? Now, this video is not a one size fits all, but at least it could be a guide, okay? It could be something to, think about, some points to think about, okay? Disclaimer, I met my husband, I met this guy who's now my husband in 2021. So obviously times were different, okay? But this is a 3-part series. This is the first part. I'm gonna do a second part and a third part. And at the end of the third part video, I'm gonna talk about what it is that I've noticed in today's dating that you can put together with, my experience to really help you be able to, navigate what's going on. Because although I'm not dating, I do see what's happening and I have an understanding of what you can do basically to have a better chance in dating. Okay, so how did I know that my husband was my husband? So when I first started talking to him, right, we had I want to say a minimum of 3 FaceTime conversation, a minimum of 3 video chats, right, to where I got to see him, he got to see me. We got to talk on a low pressure, mode basis. We got to hear each other laugh, hear each other smile, see what's funny to them, right? Be able to talk to him on a low pressure kind of like environment, right? I'm in the comfort of my home, he's in the comfort of his home, and we're talking. Minimum of 3 times, right? We even got a chance to have some inside jokes before we met, okay? So when we met in person, it was not awkward at all because we had inside jokes, okay? I wasn't meeting up with a stranger, okay? I got excited to meet him. He got excited to meet me. The second thing I noticed, he brought flowers on the front seat, okay? This was the age where you could, a guy can pick you up. Now, I'm going to talk about some more pointers in part 3. Now, you cannot get picked up by a guy. Like, that's dangerous, okay? But in 2021, he picked me up, flowers in the front seat, all of that good stuff, right? So that was the second thing. That I'm like, okay, let me see where this is going, okay? Number 3, okay? He was a gentleman. He got out of the driver's seat, opened my door, handed me the flowers. We drove to the date. He opened the restaurant door. He pulled out my chair. When I got the menu, he asked me, hey, like anything looking good? And when I told him what I wanted and the waitress come, he ordered for me first, based on what I told him. Okay. He ordered for me and then said his order. And obviously he paid in 2021. I don't know if there was such a thing as 50-50, but that was not happening, okay? He paid for the date. I can't believe I have to actually say that. That's so weird. Like, duh. But yes, so all of that, right? He was a perfect gentleman. So when I got home, all these things were running through my mind, like, oh my goodness, like breath of fresh air, okay. We didn't have this in the past, but I did that, okay? Like, I did that. So yes, it was perfect. Okay, the next point is, after the date, we continued talking. It wasn't no such thing as we met, let him wait 3 days before he could text me. No, we continued talking. He liked texting me. Oh, still do. He liked texting me. He would call me or text me and ask me if he could call. Like, he wanted to hear me. He wanted to know how my day was, how my sleep was. He was interested. There was no such thing as let me wait 3 days, let me wait until she makes the next move. This guy was on my body. I don't know how else to say it, but he wanted to hear me. He wanted to know how I'm doing. I don't know how much emphasis I could put, but he was interested, okay? I did not have any doubt. I did not have to think about it. Like, does he like me? Or I haven't heard from him. It's been 7 hours. No. Every time I would pick up my phone, there was a text from him. And I would answer him and put it down and go about my business. Next time I pick up my phone to check IG, boop, a text from him that's like 45 minutes ago. I would answer him, put my phone down, go take a shower. The next time I picked up my phone, boop, 30 minutes ago. Like, on my body. I'm sure you understand. Okay, so yes, we would continuously talk until the next date. It would happen like the first date happened. Gentleman, we came back home. He would, keep the conversation going. Okay, so that. Another thing that led me to believe that he was my husband is that throughout the whole time of talking, we wouldn't just talk about senseless things like, oh, it's really sunny today, what's your shoe size? No, we would low pressure talk about core things, right? Just in conversation. It wasn't an interview. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. It wasn't an interview. I did not ask him, how much money do you make? How many kids do you want? No. So as an example, we're eating, right? He's like, this food is good. And I'm like, yeah, I love pasta. That's why I ordered it. And then he would just slide it in. Do you like cooking? What do you cook? Okay. So when I answer him, he would understand that, oh, this is a woman that knows how to cook, loves how to cook, knows how to cook pasta. And then I would elaborate on the kind of things that I cook, on the kinds of foods. And I even showed him pictures like, hey, this is food that I made yesterday. So that's how he gets his information. And then when I ask him, so what do you do? He's like, I do this. And I'm like, oh, how long have you been doing it? 7 years. Okay. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, he can hold a job. He's a manager there. That means he has, experience in leading people. Okay. I'm not going to ask him, are you a leader? Do you lead? How many people you lead? No. In conversation, you learn these things effortlessly, okay? So by asking him that question, I got to know what he does. And in my head, I already know the range. I got to know. And mind you, at that time, I wasn't thinking about, men or bank accounts, trying to know how much money he makes, pocket watch. I wasn't thinking that. But it's important to know that he works and he can hold a job and he's a manager and he has something going for himself. But I wasn't pocket watching. Okay. So anyway, that's the second example, right? A third example, I could ask him, so like, how many siblings do you have? Oh, I have one sibling, an older brother, this and that. My parents obviously only have 2 children, just us, no outside kids from my dad's side or my mom's side. In the future, I think I want the same because I've gotten to see that, that's him, right? I've gotten to see that, my parents were able to handle 2 kids. It wasn't too much. It wasn't too little. Having 1 kid, it means that, they wouldn't have any friends, early on, and then having more than 2, the couple would not have time for each other. So I got to hear, ding, 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 he's a family man. He wants kids. He wants 2. His parents are still married. Like, you can deduct a lot from a question, okay? You can deduct a lot from a question. The point I'm trying to make here is, do not make it an interview. Is my baby okay? Do not make it an interview, okay? So that's the next point. So basically our core values matched, right? In conversation, we got to learn what each other does. We got to learn how many kids we would like. We got to learn about church, right? What religion is he? Let me go get my baby. So yes, we got to know what each other's religion is. We got to know how we want to live in the future, what kind of area, spikes our interest in terms of, these cities, I've heard they're quiet. These cities, I've heard they're heavily populated. I would like to live here in the future for this and that reason. And then I would share my conversation. We have lost the art of conversing. I hate when people say conversating. But yeah, we have lost the art of conversing. Like, when you're conversing, you get to get the answers to your questions. Do not make it an interview. Please, do not make it an interview. Have a conversation. you get to learn even more than the questions you thought you had. We talked about everything, okay, on a low pressure, no interview style kind of conversation, right? So I'm gonna stop part 1 here because I still have to edit. I still have to make the video flow. I want you to like and subscribe and comment on some of the things that I've mentioned. If you're married, was that a similar experience for you? If you're not married, would you like to be? All of that good stuff. But make sure you subscribe because I'm gonna be coming up with part 2, okay, to let you know how I knew that this man was my husband. Okay, now we have been married for 3 years now and we have 1 child together. But you will get to hear more about how we got to that in part 2. So make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss out. Put your bell notifications on so that you can get an alert of when I do post. I really want to help you all out because it seems like the girlies are lost out there, okay? And if you're a man, comment and let me know about anything that you've heard from what I've said that you really want the girls to adopt, that would make you, want to date more. Anybody you are, comment and let me know your thoughts, okay? And I will catch you on the second video. Thank you for watching.